Hi everyone, my name is Dan. This very important training video is brought to you by Wealth Care Consultants. So the question today is, what are the Illinois Medicaid eligibility guidelines? Well, here's what you'll learn in today's video. Number one, what is medical eligibility? What is income eligibility? What is asset eligibility? 3 categories of assets, and where to go for help. So what's the big myth? Well, myth number one is you have to be poor in order to be eligible for Illinois Medicaid. The second myth is you have to go broke to be eligible. In other words, you have to spend down your life savings to be eligible for Illinois Medicaid. Well, the fact remains that unless you totally comprehend how this government assistance plan works, you may needlessly lose your home and drain your retirement savings indeed. On the other hand, when you learn the Illinois Medicaid eligibility rules and apply them to your circumstances, you will most likely qualify for this long-term care benefit. So let's review the important eligibility rules to Medicaid so you know exactly where you stand. First, anyone wanting to apply for Illinois Medicaid has to initially meet one of the following conditions. You have to be 65 or older, you have to be disabled, or you have to be blind. Now, if you meet at least one of the above conditions, then you pass the first test. However, passing the next steps is what trips most people up. Remember that Medicaid is a federal program administered at the state level. Because of this, each state and even possibly each county can and will interpret the rules differently. As crazy as this sounds, each state actually does have the power to interpret the federal rules and then create their state rules. So let's cover the basics at the federal level. So how much income can you have and still qualify? Well, the first consideration is based on marital status. In other words, how much income a person applying for Medicaid can have depends on whether they're single or married, and let's look at a single person case first. The current maximum amount of monthly income for a single person is approximately $2,022 per month. If you earn more than that, then you're not qualified. However, if your income is above the maximum limit, don't worry because there are approved Illinois strategies you can implement and still be eligible to receive Medicaid. Unfortunately, most families are simply not aware of these strategies and end up paying for long-term care out of their pocket. Now, married couples are offered much more favorable terms. So, in a nutshell, the well spouse at home is entitled to a minimum monthly income between $1,750 and $2,739 per month. Now, this number is based on a Medicaid term called the Minimum Monthly Maintenance Needs Allowance. Okay, so how much assets can you have and still qualify? Well, now that we did cover the income rules, let's shift our attention to the asset rules for Illinois Medicaid eligibility. There are 3 categories of assets. Number 1, excluded assets. The most common assets in this category are $2,000 in cash, the home, 1 car, prepaid burial and funeral, and a small amount of cash value life insurance. The second category is unavailable assets. These are assets that are not legally accessible to you, like real estate that cannot be sold or an interest in someone else's estate. And then the third category is countable assets. These are assets that Medicaid will ask you to spend down on long-term care like cash, CDs, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. So in a single person case, the maximum amount of assets you can have is $2,000. In a marital case, the rules are much more favorable. The well spouse at home is entitled to all the assets, but up to a maximum of $109,560. For example, if all assets are totaled and the amount is $300,000, then the well spouse will be entitled to the first $109,560. Everything else above the $109,560 is available for Medicaid spend down. So as you can see, if you're single or married, you need to know the rules. However, what's more important after knowing the Medicaid eligibility rules is to learn how to actually use these strategies for qualifying even if you have too much income or too many assets. Would you like to learn how to qualify for Illinois Medicaid? Then request our free report called Medicaid Secrets Revealed. This 23-page report exposes the truth about how to qualify for nursing home benefits without spending down your life savings or subjecting your home to Illinois Medicaid recovery. Get a copy of this free report now by going to MedicaidStrategy.com or give us a quick call at 800-213-8469. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you soon.